The Niners worked out Tony Jefferson. It seems to me we just said that cornerback is a really big need. You could argue safety is a big need too. How big of a need is it in your opinion?
Well, it is in the terms of, Jimmy Ward has put together 2 seasons of being relatively healthy. So, maybe he's turned the corner in that way.
Yep.
Love Jaquaski, but, every single year he's been injured.
Yep.
You bring him back for next to nothing as well.
And he signed for only 1 year. Yep.
Right, for 1 year. Behind that, you have Marcel Harris, and you have God, Moore. Why am I blanking on his name? Yes,
because he's not that good. Tavarius Moore. Sorry,
no.
I'm sorry, but yeah, he's had years on the team. He really hasn't established himself. It's not like he's the heir apparent.
No, so they've got 4 guys, right? And then here's the thing. Here's why you maybe go for another safety, right? Is because in a pinch, Jimmy Ward can play slot corner. In a pinch, right?
Sure.
And that's not really what you want him to do, but you can move people
around.
And
K1 misses time, so yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So all these things kind of lend itself to the secondary kind of needs help all around. And it wouldn't be a shock to me if, Tony Jefferson, I think, is going to get signed. I don't think you bring him in, because Gallman, they brought him in for a visit and they wound up signing him. I don't know what's holding this up, whether it's money or maybe he's got interest somewhere else. Yeah. I mean, but it tells you what they're thinking. If they didn't have any issues with the secondary, or if they didn't have any issues with the safety spot, they wouldn't be bringing in Tony Jefferson for that. And again, best to be proactive than reactive, because you don't know how injuries are going to play out, and you know that you can't. Not that you can't count on them, but history has shown you that Jimmy Ward's going to be banged up 1 or 2 games in a season, maybe Tart as well. So It doesn't hurt to bring in somebody who's solid, because Marcel Harris is fine. Tavarius Moore still needs to pick up a lot as far as coverages and understanding stuff, because he lets things go over his head, and that doesn't happen when the normal guys are there. So you bring in a veteran, you have somebody that you can plug and play, and I think that's what Tony Jefferson is. So if it wasn't an issue, they wouldn't be bringing in Tony Jefferson.
I don't think that either Ward or Tart is as good as Verrett. So if either one gets hurt, it doesn't have necessarily catastrophic impact. Also, neither one plays. Verrett's corner is a more important position, but we've seen consistently when Jaquaski Tart goes out, the defense takes a big hit, big time,
especially in the red zone and explosive plays.
Yes, absolutely. And when Ward hasn't missed much time the last couple of years, but when he did miss time before, they never had an answer at free safety without him. So I think safety is not as big of a need as cornerback, but top 5. I mean, it's right there.
They'll address it, whether that's free agency or the draft.
Jefferson it could be one of them. And I forget that the Niners have they have 2 former DCs on their staff right now that weren't there last year. The guy from Detroit, whose name escapes me, Undlin, but the other guy is Betcher. Mm-hmm. Betcher was in New York the last couple of years, but before then he was in Arizona, and I believe he coached Tony Jefferson. So new guy with players that he's familiar with.
That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tony Jefferson.
There you go.
There you go.